So as my viewers type their age in my chat, it is worth noting that the two players we have here, they're on the older side compared to some of the other players we've seen in the bracket. We've had some 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, 21, 22. We've had some young guns in this bracket. Miguel and Monoz, they've been around a long time. Monoz has been playing since early 2000s. Miguel's been playing since early 2000s. Both players have been at a high level for a long time. And both players have taken some breaks here or there, of course, but they've always been around. Now, in Miguel's case, he has the higher peak. He's accomplished more. But team games especially, but also in 1v1s, there's a point where Miguel was top 20. So, thing is for Miguel, times have changed. Other players have been getting better. Miguel is a lot of tendencies of a player who doesn't like a lot of the change maybe, or isn't able to adapt. And so he was relegated out of Gold League last season. He is the favorite to still make it back, as is often the case. He is the #1 seed. But I think Monoz is in really good shape to potentially beat him right now. I know Monoz has been practicing a lot, and if I had to guess, Monoz has probably been practicing as much as some of these other players who play dozens and dozens of sets. So we got Vietnamese for Monoz to start it off. We've got Miguel playing as the classic Huns. Brazil versus Argentina is always fun, no matter where you see it. And maybe a bit of extra rivalry there. But I don't expect this to be a wild all-in Ravines game like we've seen in some others. We've seen some players try some different fast castles. I'm not thinking that. The Vietnamese could actually do it. They do have Lancers. There was a couple other games where people tried Fire Lancers. But I don't know. I think both players are just going to have confidence in opening scouts and adapting. Now, there's two different priorities in how these two play Castle Age. Miguel gets a Castle Age. He normally wants to be on some type of cav, and he wants to add eco. So he wants, like, TCs and knights, town centers, and cav archers, in this case, right? Monoz, he's more inclined to go for more aggression than that. So Monoz, instead of 2 ranges, might be the guy to go 3. Instead of dropping the town centers, he might be the player to go for a forward siege workshop. He might be the player that goes for the university. That's the difference between these two. I think a lot of these games are going to depend on early Castle Age. Like, if Miguel can be broken in early Castle Age, then, game over. But if he's not, I think he's going to get into a rhythm of things and get his eco rolling. So far, they're just pushing in deer. Thanks again, everyone, for watching. This is the second to last set. And then things are essentially over for this bracket. The official Season 5 starts mid to late January, where we'll have the 10K Silver League, the 25K Gold League, and like the 60K Plat League. More info to come on all that, of course. Someone asking, first-time chatter says, did Vinch already play? If yes, don't please tell the result. Vinchester's in Platinum League, so Vinchester doesn't have to play in any of this. So there will be no Vinchester spoilers, because Vinchester... We'll see him in the new year, but yeah, it's been fun, man. It's been fun. Thanks, everyone, for showing up on a Monday as well. I know it's maybe a bit tougher for people to get here with the internet situation for me. We had some delays, so happy we could shift it to a Monday, so. PSA for T90. Monoz is pronounced... Okay, so you started to talk about how I need to pronounce things differently and then said that I got this one right. Okay, well then why even say it, bro? Why even say it? Did your main account get banned, by the way? Axis, because this is your first day on in the chat, and it's a brand new account out of nowhere, and you're acting like you've been here for a minute. What's going on there, dude? I don't know. Just noticed that. Someone asked, is Red Phosphor in TTL? Red Phosphor did not sign up, no. Which is a shame. I'd like to see him play. I'd like to see him test it out. But I don't think he would have made it in had he signed up. He would have had to change some of his ladder preferences. We had a system where if people are alt F4ing, if they don't get certain maps, if people are using Smurf accounts and alt accounts, that there's a real disadvantage for them in the seeding process. They wanted the rankings and the ladder to be as fair as possible. So I really thought he should have played. There's a couple players. I would love to see Huang play as well. A Huang player who is known for a lot of all-ins, also not signing up. But again, I think it would have been tough for them to make it. Really competitive. People have been training. People have been taking this more seriously than any event that I've seen in a really long time, at least for this caliber of player. We'll see how things play out with Platinum and Gold. The hope with the prize pool being much bigger, the stakes being much bigger, that everyone else will treat it the same. So we've got Monoz with the stable. No shockers here. And it will be Miguel with the same. So classic, just stable opening. You've got the outposts around the outsides. And that gives you enough vision to spot if there's going to be any pressure. So far, Monoz doesn't seem like he's going to go for the big walls. Miguel's already walling up a little bit. Both civs have fantastic cav archers, so I could easily see this being a scout in the cav archer plan. And Monoz just quickly drops those houses there. He spots that coming in with the outposts. Not bad. And walls from Miguel on the right side. Remember, he can't house wall, so like you can get palisade walls down, but castle age units can break through those palisades really quickly, unlike houses. So full palisade walls keep you safe for now, but in castle age, you're really going to need army here for Miguel. There's 4 scouts for Miguel, and just still looking around for damage. And Mono's a little late to the party with his army. His scouts are still coming forward, though. I like the approach. If he tried for the full walls, Miguel's early numbers would have been a problem. He's actually going to go for the archer range now. So a little bit earlier than I was expecting that from Monoz. Ooh, the timing here is so critical. The timing here is so critical. Miguel, he's got 2 palisades there. 2 palisades, 2 palisades, 2 palisades. No way, dude. Monoz is going to get in. And it's just the timing is so valuable, dude. And, oh, wait. What's happening? Villager survives. What the? Oh, man. Both players making a slight mistake here to start the series. Villager's actually alive. He's traumatized. Someone's going to need to pay for his therapy, but he's all right. And Miguel will bring the scouts home. Miguel will actually end up being fine here. I mean, 1 villager is not the end of the world, but that would have been a tilting way to start the series. Because Miguel was the one who was like, hey, we're going for a scout war here. I'm the one being aggressive. Miguel gets the block off, and he gets a nice trap there. And that should be the end of any potential push here for Monoz. The spear's back here as well. Boink. Gets a nice hit. Miguel's got the farms he'll want. Miguel gets in front as well. Miguel all over this right now. And this is kind of what you want. You want easy breezy scout rush with the Huns. Super smooth economy behind. Kill off all the army is huge. And then you can just play in towards cav archers. Might need to build a mill over here on the berries here. He's got some idols underneath the TC. This is the type of thing that makes me think Miguel might not be quite as sharp. Would expect him to be a little bit faster there, maybe. But now, like, Monoz has these 2 scouts. These 2 scouts do nothing because the other 3 died. And Monoz wants to go for some archers, but foot archers take a really long time to get forward. So I really like Miguel's position here. Someone asking for their elo. So at the time of qualification, Monoz was like 25, 2600. Miguel is maybe like 24, 2500. So they're pretty close. That obviously changes here or there. So it really depends. In the case of a lot of these players, Monoz is a good example of it. So we had to seed them and rank them in the bracket. In the groups, we had a special ladder created, which takes certain things into account. And so their ranked elo really mattered. So that means like if someone was maybe a bit more exhausted, or someone wasn't playing at 110%, they wouldn't play. Whereas like right after that ladder closed and this bracket started, they might play a little bit more, so their elo naturally falls down a little. Yeah, Mono's got really good shape really fast. Miguel was just 1 seed. Miguel didn't actually need his elo to be anything important. Or higher, because he's going to be in the bracket regardless. Is there a hole here? That looks like a hole. I swear there's a hole there. I don't know what's happening. Scouts for Miguel thinking about diving here. Is there not a hole here? I don't know what happened exactly. But it's one of those Miguel's never going to expect to be there. So Miguel might not ever pressure it. Miguel's going to be so happy he never needed to build an archer range. The fact that his opponent made these spears. Miguel's going to fight the spears on the hill? 3 spearmen. And Miguel says, hello, spearmen do not count their scouts. He kills them all. That's crazy confidence from Miguel. 8 kills, 1 death. And it just feels like Monoz has not been able to get any value from his army here. And again, I swear there's a hole here. So, archer range for Monoz. Miguel, he's got a perfect situation now to go for cav archers if he wants to do that. There's also a chance you could play skirm. It's like old-fashioned player would just play multiple range cav archers here. Actually, Miguel loves to go knights. So maybe he adds a second stable and just plays into knights, but I'm not a big fan of skirmisher, and I'm not a big fan of just crossbowmen on this map because the map is so big. And it takes so long to advance out across the map with these spawns. That's why cav archer and knights feel really good here. Remember what I said about Monoz, though. He's a player of extremes. So I'd expect him to consider fast ballistics. But if he's not going to do that, like, he's extreme the other way. So he's still capable enough to just go crazy eco, drop the TCs behind. Wow, second stable for Miguel. What year is it? Scouts into knights? We haven't seen a single skirm and a single archer. Oh my god, the nostalgia. Oh, the nostalgia. I haven't seen this in years. Oh my goodness. This is crazy, dude. Honestly, though, if we could go through all the Ravines games, this might be the first time that we've seen this the entirety of the bracket. And normally there's always a switch. It's funny, you look at Miguel's draft too, guys, and it's just all knight civs. All, like, TCs and knights. He's got Lithuanians, he's got Khmer. He really sticks to his guns, sticks to his game plan. Monoz being later to Castle Age hurts here. And there was a hole! There's always a hole! Oh, no, dude. This is so good for Miguel. Like, he could just run around. He doesn't even need to kill anything. Monoz can never leave with his army. That hole, it was there for some reason. I don't really know why. But clearly didn't notice it. And now this is just such a frustrating game for him to play. Miguel is just going to toy with him now. Miguel knows to be patient. It's not about the kills, it's about the control. That army's got to split up to chase you down. Nice job, though, for Monoz to get in front of it. He doesn't actually have fletching yet. The scouts could actually kill some stuff there, because the scouts have +2. Oh, God, the knights are in on the... Oh, God, the knights stop the wall on the other side. Oh, Miguel's just all over him right now. Disaster for Monoz. Yikes. And guys, like, sometimes you're just not at 100% right away, and you need to ease into the series. Imagine trying to fix your mentality now. This is tough, man. No fletching's brutal. The scouts are getting kills here. The knights are getting kills here. Look how little damage the units have done. Beautiful play for Miguel. Exactly what he would have wanted. Still microing that scout a little bit extra. But, okay. Maybe now Monoz is fine. Maybe. Like, he just clicks fletching and probably realizes, like, what in the world? How did I not have fletching yet? And now his Vills, they re-wall this, and they have to now save themselves as well, and the house goes down. Oh, my God. Sometimes I watch a situation, I watch and I feel like I need to look away. And I guess you guys can do that. You can just look away for a second, but I can't because, like, this is... My job is to talk about what I'm seeing here, but this is... Ugh, God, it's like watching a car crash, man. Ugh. It's like... I can't look. Beautiful play from Miguel, by the way. He's locked in. 2 TCs firing. He's got his eco upgrades in. Monastery's out, starting to get the relics. All the things that you would want. Credit to Monoz. Monoz is on 3 TCs. This would be an incredible turnaround. He's on 3 TCs. He didn't lose many crossbows. He's on cav archers now. So this is actually still a game somehow. could lead to a bit of overconfidence for Miguel. He might feel like there's no way he can lose now. I like this. Taking down the outpost, it's a good move. Monoz might be really paranoid about a siege push or something on this side. But yeah, finally we have a Ravines game that's going to go late. And you have to think about all the additional golds and stones around the map here. Golds and stones through the middle, to the sides. Scouting all that's really critical. Third town center comes up for Miguel. Okay, he's got 9 knights. That's it. Doesn't have a very big army, but he's got some scorpions to back it all up. And Monoz just still waiting. He doesn't feel like his army's big enough to move out. I don't think this is necessarily him playing passive. I just think he has no momentum right now. I think once he has ballistics, then he can be more confident with some fights. But with the scorpions here as well, it's going to be rather complicated to engage into. Ballistics in 40 seconds. Maybe Monoz could consider 2 knights in a stable, hop out, snipe the scorpions, and then engage with the range units. It feels like if you advance too far with scorpions, you always regret it. But Miguel is just rolling through, just waiting. He knows that his opponent's going to have to react in some way. Monoz has abandoned the wood line. Monoz is actually going to need this gold soon. Ballistics is in. Miguel's army is advanced in different directions here. And now these knights try and group up with the scorpions and the knights here. I think if Monoz brings in 2 knights, he can snipe this. The knights need to get here. I think, yeah, they're there now. It's actually crazy that Monoz has the population lead. How in the world is that possible right now? Okay, he's going for the scorpions. Miguel's body blocking nicely, though. The scorpions are still alive. All the scorpions are still alive, and they're still hitting, and they're still firing. Wonder, will we see a 4th TC for Miguel? Again, something that's rare to see, but it feels like a good 4th TC type of game. Scorpions are getting whittled down by the crossbows now. And knights will find it complicated to run away. So Miguel's just going to fight. Maybe now he runs away. Yeah, now he'll run away, get out of here, maybe micro a little bit on the way out, fall back towards some monks that he certainly got back there to heal up. And he's got more scorpions now. I'm impressed with Monoz. Like, that hole in the wall, the scouts, like, all these things that happened were so bad for him. And he's actually still in a very winnable position. Like, especially if you think of the Civ match, I prefer the Vietnamese a little bit over the Huns. Miguel's got these scorpions ready. I'd love to see ballistics. Ballistics affecting the scorpions feels like a must now. And the thing is, you need the knights and the scorpions. These knights wanted to heal up. They're here now. And okay, that monk gets sniped. The choke point will actually make this really strong for all forms of ranged units, scorpions included. And there's ballistics for Miguel. 4 town centers, under 3 minutes of TC idle time. Economy's looking insanely good. On stone, thinking about a castle. We might actually see... we might end up seeing Marauders. Would be a sick game for Tarkans. Miguel will never do it, though, so don't get too hyped. Miguel's not going for freaking Tarkans. He's going for Paladin. This feels like if there was a game just to stay on Knights the whole time and go into Paladin, this would be it. The Hun skirmishers are not that exciting, especially against tanky Vietnamese archers. And Miguel doesn't see this army. Monoz is on the way to the Imperial Age. Monoz is about to come in. And Monoz could be through that gate pretty quickly. Miguel might need to run home. He spots the siege workshop. I think he also sees the cav archers. Yeah, Miguel reacts. Miguel doesn't have a lot of gold income right now. That needs to be solved. How is Monoz up? Interesting from Miguel. He's going to push the siege workshop with some of his knights and stay forward. And he's going to bring more army home. That's a pretty bold move. I like that. Because what Monoz would have wanted is for all the knights to go home. And then the scorpions and the monks get sniped. Even just having the monks there is good for Miguel, but he has to notice and get a conversion. Oh, Mangonel's out. Scorpions are going down. But Siege Workshop will go down. Miguel will be happy with that. And Miguel dropping a castle here now. Chasing back the Cav Archers. Miguel needs to get up to Imp right now. Yeah, just taking this hill away from Monoz makes it really complicated. Does Monoz see this? Monoz sees the stone in the north. He doesn't see the gold. Obviously, he's got no relics. So this is not a game where things are going to get much better for Monoz. Going to be 5 relics for Miguel if he can make it back to the monastery. And then more stables. That's a lot of CA, though. It's a lot of Cav Archers. And Miguel's just now up. Monoz can win this. If Monoz just finds the spots to hit with his Cav Archers, he could absolutely win this game. There's so much damage to be found in the back. That castle does not protect the whole map. I run into this situation a lot. When I play against Monoz, I like have the relics, I'll have the map control, but he hits Imp at such a good time, and then he likes to go for in-your-face castles and trebs. Yeah, and that's a castle that tells you that he knows long-term he's not going to be in as good a spot. He's really good at hard pressure at the right times. I thought that was going to be a early castle, but then he had the hole. Look at this castle. He's going to place one there instead. Knights could get in. Monoz needs a quick wall here. It's going to be tough, though. I also don't know if Miguel actually wants to be anywhere near Monoz's base, because he could lose his army. But at the same time, oh, God. At the same time, oh, God. Yeah, I mean, he might not be too unhappy with some counter raids. The Knights are through. Monoz hasn't reacted to this. So Miguel was probably looking at the raids, and he didn't see this. So we did have Marauders. It is going to be Tarkans for Miguel. But will he have the gold income to get to Elite Tarkan? Elite Tarkan is higher Pierce Armor. It's more tanky than Cavalier. It's, of course, way more accessible, because otherwise you'd have to go Cavalier, and it'd be Cavalier and then Paladin, which takes a lot more time. But Miguel's still not an Imp. He's still not an Imp. His eco is exposed. He's going to castle over here, but this is horrible. He can't engage yet either. He doesn't have enough Pierce Armor. You engage now, you lose everything. The CA are doing 11 damage. You only have 5 Pierce. Huns also have very weak towers, so tower defense isn't great. His castle's also getting pressured. That's the one that has Elite Tarkan on the way. He is getting that upgrade, though. Great job from Monoz to turn this around. This is going to be a great series. Now, guys, this is the first time in Titans League that we will actually hear Thump from Tarkans. I whined and complained for years. I never really know with certain things if I had a role in it returning, but oh man, I've whined and complained about the thump of the Tarkans so much. It's a subtle thump, but there is actually volume to their attacks now. Is Elite Tarkan enough here for Miguel? He needs the final armory. He can produce them out of the stables now. Actually, raiding could be a really interesting play. Because you don't want to have the chase with Cav Archers. Oh, the Tarkans will attack the gate on that side. They'll be through. That is 20 villagers right there for Monoz. 20 villagers that he is going to lose to the Tarkans. We also have Light Cav and Knights in the back that Monoz is missing out on. Monoz is down to 80 villagers. And the Tarkans, the perfect play from Miguel. I was wrong. I thought he would stay too old school. I thought he would maybe just play Paladin. Had he tried that, he would definitely be dead. Still so many Cav Archers. My God. But, I mean, if he can hold this, if he can kill this once, it's over. He just has to engage against this once. He needs a little bit more army, a little bit more time. This army can loop back. In theory, Monoz should be going for Halb, but his eco's not good enough for a switch. So I would just go CA and Trebs and push. He's got 60 Cav Archers, man. 6-0. About to be 7-0. Score in the series is going to be 1-0 either way. Can Miguel fight this, man? That's so many Cav Archers. I don't think he can engage. But meanwhile, he's going to go to Monoz's base. He's like, you can't kill me. I can't kill you. I mean, he's got like 10. Okay, 14 here. He's got some in the stables. He's just waiting. He's going to massacre the eco. But he has to kill the Cav Archers. And okay, he's out. He's out. Tarkans are out here. They'll at least take the Treb. Tarkans are out here. This is so tough for Monoz. He's losing so many Vils. Miguel still has the relics. Miguel's Tarkans are not really killing units that quickly, but they're also not dying that quickly. And there's still red dots everywhere. The Tarkans are going to get the job done, aren't they? I think they will. 60 villagers for Monoz is not enough to even make more Cav Archers. And the Tarkans are killing Cav Archers. And the Tarkans can push the castle. We've got a Treb here from Miguel. There's still Tarkans alive. What a great decision from Miguel to go for the raids. Look at how many different raids he's got going right now. Cav Archer mass is still insane, but the GG's called. What a game, dude. What a crazy game. Miguel just said Eco and Cav. This is what I was known for. This is what I will continue to be known for. That was a great game. Damn. You know, as much as that hurts for Monoz to lose that one, and you want the strong start, I will say that it was just some things that were within his control that went wrong that he can fix, and then the mid game's a lot better for him. Like, the hole in the wall was brutal. Losing the scouts was brutal. That's all stuff that Monoz, he'll consider to be mistakes. And if Miguel didn't have that much control, if Monoz was like in a 5% better position in the mid game, I don't know if Elite Tarkin works, right? Maybe the castle goes down quickly. Maybe all the relics don't get brought in. Like, he gave himself a shot in a game that he had no control in. So I think that's positive signs for Monoz. Obviously, winning the first game is going to feel great. And Miguel's like, that's what I'm capable of. More of every single resource collected. Tarkans was a great call there. Again, if he tried to go Paladin, he would die. Also, it was a really good decision to not engage against that army when he did. To go kill the Vils here and then go raid with that army probably felt like kind of a tough decision there because his main base is dying. His TC's going down. He's losing Vils everywhere. His relics were here. So, yeah, I think it was a really clutch awareness there from Miguel to make that decision. I think we might get 5 games in this series, though. Both players are playing really strong. So what I was expecting here from Monoz was for him to go for a crossbow civ. Because in his previous rounds, he went Portuguese against Shu, and it was scout opening into like full walls, tons of crossbows, and crazy micro. And he went for forward siege, all in, basically. I think this is a really good map to go all in on. I also think this is a map where players who like to drop town centers early can struggle because the safest place to drop town centers is not a great long-term spot. So like bottom of the hill is kind of awkward. Top of the hill is important. I think Monoz has picked Hindustanis as a counter to that Cav style that Miguel likes. But this isn't a civ that you would expect the heavy crossbow play. If anything, this would be the civ that would drop TCs. And then you have the cheap Vils. And then you have camels, which seem very good against cavalry. So I think the matchup's pretty nice for either side. Technically, I think Wei should have some issues against the camels, but I do really like Jean Bei. I talk about the unit a lot. I think Wei are still really strong. I think getting the additional Vils when you get the eco upgrades is solid enough. But then cheap Jean Bei riders, solid knight equivalents, their unique unit, the Tiger Cav's really good too. But like a lot of these things are all mounted units. So if it's mounted, it could die to camel. That's kind of the logic, I guess. Thank you, Cito for the 3 months. He says Vamos Argentina. Yeah, dude, there's a lot of players in this bracket from Argentina. I think Argentina had more players in this bracket than any other country. I mean, Argentinians were against other Argentinians. Like there was some Argentina civil war in the bracket. I think we'd have to think about it. But I think that the silver bracket might have quite a few. Obviously, if Monoz loses here, he falls into silver. I probably shouldn't be veering off course here, but yeah, lots of good Argentinian players. That's for sure. How many of those players are Beery? None of them. Too soon, guys. Too soon. None of them are Beery, okay? He is... But we got some others out there, okay? Jeez. It's all right. I started joking about it immediately afterwards because I didn't really know how to handle it otherwise. So, you got to make jokes about certain things just to get through it. What a nightmare. So, a tiny detail which does matter is they both ended up towards a corner, which means they get an extra chunk of wood or two. Sometimes you're more central. It's hard to really make that clear right now, but the fact that they are near a corner does help them stay down here a little bit longer here. We got a shorefish on the back, and then we've got the berries on the front here for Miguel in terms of food income. We've got shorefish on the front for Monoz, and we've got berries on the back. Both players having some nice gold positions to work with. It is slightly better for Miguel. You only have 7 tiles of gold, and this gold's obviously fine. This gold's not great, but it's certainly not this gold. So, this map is designed, you are going to have some issues, but players tend to play really safe for that reason in Feudal, and Castle Age is where you can really start to pressure. I like the Hindustanis here because against the wall meta that seems to be happening, and Miguel loves that. Miguel loves scouts into walls. He does it more than a lot of other players. You can just break down the walls with your scouts. So that bonus, where is it here? This bonus right here is really nice. So maybe we see Monoz go fast scouts, play open, follow it up with archers, and try and break Miguel in Feudal Age here. Turs is in chat. He says, I've heard Jean Bays can be good on this map. Turs, I'd like you to think about how different your feeling would be if somehow that game ended up being the difference between you winning that series and losing. You can laugh at it right now, but can you imagine? You wouldn't even be able to look. You wouldn't be able to look at the way for years, man. Or even the map we're looking at here. Oh, man. Yeah, you would not be making jokes. That was still so crazy. It felt so scripted, dude. I'm happy for you. Not because I'm a biased caster, but because I know how much that would have hurt had you lost the series after that. Whew. Mono's building the barracks. This seems like scouts. Miguel will do the same. So just like game number 1, both players going for scouts. I don't really like Miguel's wood lines the more I look at it. He doesn't have a lot of wood left here. That kind of hurts compared to Monoz. And then this one's also kind of sparse. But I mean, he does have more in the back. He just didn't choose that one. Just maybe didn't have the scouting at that time. Miguel's looked for Monoz. Since they're a little off center, he's missed him, so hasn't seen him. And Monoz is also missing Miguel because they're for the same reason. Which is hilarious. T90s, I am predicting Wei will win because they are OP. Do you think I am wrong? If so, why? I think they're really I think they're really strong, yeah, but Hindustanis are also very good. I think on a different map where there wasn't more gameplay aspects that matter, you could simplify it and just say, okay, Wei are better for this reason or that reason. There's a lot of game to be played here. The hills and the lack of wood lines and how open the bases are. It's really difficult. I think a big thing here is how quickly can Miguel get onto range units? And how many can he get? A lot of that depends on how this aspect of the game plays out. But I think Miguel's not going to take many risks until he's walled. Because he doesn't see Monoz right now. And he knows Monoz is already looking to do some damage. So I think he's just going to chill. Chill with the extra vills. That's the way. With the way. And yeah, these are some big walls for Miguel. So he'll try a big wall along the front, big wall over here. Wall should be up over on this side. And Monoz is already almost walled. So obviously he's going to move in and he'll see the villager. And Miguel gets the quick wall down immediately. Wow, that was crazy. Big Miguel fan. But he is sharp right now. I was not expecting him to be quite that quick to reacting. He's ready to go. Also, Miguel recently joining Onimaru. As Orga's got a lot of different players, but specifically lots of Brazilians. And some non-Brazilians, but I think the owner of that org is Brazilian, and big fan of all those players out there, and probably would know Miguel. And Miguel is getting lured out of position here, and he's got this villager exposed. This would be a crazy one because Miguel's trying to get the blocks. Yeah, there's no way. Yeah, no way you save that. But you're okay with that because you already have the additional villager anyways, because we're up 2 before. This is just getting punished for all the quick walls, or all the big walls rather. But he will get the walls down. He will clear that up. Farming eco for Miguel. Right now he's got 11 farms. Monoz has 12. Just added 2 of them. That's pretty close. And Monoz would have wanted his scout numbers to be higher if he wanted to break down the walls. Monoz needs to make sure he's not over chopping or anything, though. Miguel sees him. Yeah, but there's like no way that Miguel is gonna... no way. There's no way that Miguel is gonna play into knights this time. Technically, he doesn't get knights. He just gets the Haguang Cav. They're less HP, so I don't think they'll perform as well against the camels. I think we can add the way emotes tonight. There's some on the Discord. We have a no way and a yes way emotes. I don't know who actually made it, but I do want to add them. We're seeing these civs a lot, but yeah, I think it'll be Jean Base. Most likely. T90, my productivity has a negative correlation with your streams. It seems it's the same for 3,000 people. Some people claim that they're more productive. Is there a hole there? Is there not a hole right there? I'm pretty sure there was a hole there. Miguel seems to think there is. But, oh, he just realized there's not or something. There must be a tree in there. Well, I'd love to sit here and apologize for you guys not being productive. But you guys not being productive is better for me. So, yeah, keep it up. Keep it up, guys. Keep slacking, please. Thank you very much. I mean, don't slack too much. Don't slack too much. Because then I'll feel guilty. But, you know, just slack a healthy amount. Listen, here's my life advice for you. If you work at 100%, that is then expected of you, okay? All the time. All the time. That's the expectation. You can't slack off ever. So make whoever your boss is think that your 75% is your 100%. Maybe even your 65%. Because then if you go above and beyond even once, they're like, oh, damn, he's killing it right now. And you're like, dude, that's not even my best. That's what you need to do. All this coming from someone who dropped out of college. And is that an overchop? That looks like an overchop. That looks like an overchop. I swear to God, there's an overchop. I don't think there's a stump there. I think that tree just got chopped. No, there's a tree there. I'm sorry. There's a tree there. It has... I don't know which one it is. I'm trying to select it. Now it's getting chopped. I can't click it. But it's very low HP. Miguel's dropping the archer ranges behind, and he's going to go for the Jean base. Is that how Hardy works? No. That advice does not apply to my editors and admins. To my editors and admins, close your ears. And also to the players who are grinding for Titans League, please also close your ears. And please continue to give 110%, right? I'm joking anyway. It's a joke. It's a joke. It's not serious. You should strive to be better, always. Okay? Double range from Miguel. I mean, he can't help himself. He's going to drop a TC, right? He can't help himself. He loves his town centers. Going for the eco upgrades first. Going for the Jean base. And there's a siege workshop from Monoz. And the scouts are here looking. And the scouts are going to kill it, Monoz. Oh, just a couple palisades. A couple palisades. And that siege workshop goes up. And then he can apply siege with the camels. Now he's going to have to walk all the way forward. It does delay the potential attack here. And obviously you lose the villager as well. I think Miguel dropping the town center could be a little risky here. You might want big army numbers if the opponent's going for a siege workshop. That normally indicates a bit of an all-in. Miguel's doing such a good job at keeping his cav alive and roaming around the map. I think he wanted to get back to that siege workshop to stop it, but he won't be able to. Guys, camels should eat these things for breakfast and for lunch and maybe for dinner. They're only 56 HP. Like, Miguel's micro is going to have to be perfect here. And what else is he supposed to add? I mean, if you add more cav to snipe the siege, camels are still pretty good against it. The thing is, though, camels have low pierce armor, so it's like both eat the other pretty easily. And Miguel, for a second, just distracted. We'll lose his scouts over here, maybe. And Monoz knocking on the door, about to break in. But his camels are not in the right position then. And Miguel just kind of moving over to the hill here. Seeing if he can micro his way out of this. Okay, one camel's down. Could be another camel down. I wonder if Miguel has enough experience to know the John Bay's struggle against siege compared to cav archers. There was a game yesterday where that became very clear. That the fact that they have 5 base attack instead of 6 makes a difference. But players are going to think that they could still take these out. Well, you could take this one out because the camels aren't here. But look how long it takes. Miguel's probably like, what? Takes a lot of shots, but he does take it. It's a little sloppy from Monoz there. I think he could have stayed closer to his siege, but he's just desperate for damage in any way he could take it. Miguel 2 town centers, so clock is ticking with the villager lead. But will he be able to fully push back this siege workshop, which is going to continually produce siege, continually backed up by camels? If he can cut off the reinforcements here, just patrol here, it gets kind of tough for Monoz to know what to do. Damn, the micro from Miguel has been really solid. And oh man, we've got the Higuan going for the siege again. He'll lose them, but he'll take the siege. That's worth it for Miguel. The husbandry being in for him and not in for Monoz yet means that maybe the units escape. But that guy's on 1 HP. And husbandry's about to be in for Monoz. Miguel going for a 3rd town center now. At home. Without the hill. He's killing off the camels here, though. 10 villager lead already. TC's also on stone. So he's got this gold. There's got some wood. He's got the stone to eventually build a castle somewhere. And Monoz needs to continue the focus. You can tell all new villagers seem to be heading forward right now. It seems like a misclick. There's multiple villagers headed forward. And now he sees the Jean Bay are here. Oh, the timing, though. No, that's so unfortunate. The town center isn't up. The counterattack from Miguel is going to just wreck Monoz. And Monoz calls the GG. Man, guys, like, Miguel did such a good job just still being active with his army there and making it so difficult for Monoz. Sniping the siege twice, running in and out where the reinforcements were. And this is just unlucky. Like, this is just unlucky timing. He's never assuming a counterattack. He's expecting Miguel to defend his base. And he just refused. He's like, nope, I'm going to take some risks. And man, did the risk pay off. I mean, even if this town center doesn't get denied, let's say the TC completes now. If Miguel starts taking down these walls and going in, there's still not a lot of army from Monoz. This is one of the best ways to counter an all-in push, is to just ignore it for a second because they have nothing at home. So yeah, Miguel, the 1 seed, 1 win away now from getting back to gold. He is looking sharp. He's looking really good. And yeah, Monoz, I mean, I expected big Castle Age pressure. And in both games, we've seen big Castle Age army, and it's just not enough to beat Miguel's economy so far. Yeah, and I think someone asking, yeah, I think he clicked inside. So in this position, if you have your army here and you click behind the walls, your units start pathing that way. That tells you there's a hole. And just so happens that it was in the right place at the right time there. So, again, if there was a chance for the reverse sweep, and we've seen it get close many times throughout the last couple weeks for some players, it is there for Monoz because he's got some good civs available. He goes for the Mongols, down 2 games here against Miguel, and Miguel's got the Georgians. It also feels good, too, because this would be, I think, Miguel's number 1 civ pick. So you win this one, you've got some momentum, and you have some good civs available. Miguel will maybe struggle without his top two. Mongols will bring in the hunt right away with the Mongols. And Miguel is going to push in his deer, but he's got that mule cart. So he's going to be looking for a good wood line now. Wood lines are much tinier on this version of Acropolis. And there is also the fish in the middle. So if you play other versions of Acropolis, there might be a couple shorefish, but there's no deep fish. Usually we have been seeing players go out and take, build a dock there. And actually, it looks like Miguel's going to do that now. So I think this is a build I saw from one other player. I forget who it was, but it was with the Georgians. You could build the dock right away because you just get the free mule cart. You don't need to build a lumber camp or anything. No other civ can really do that. You could take straggler trees with like the Incas or something. Maybe Persians, maybe Lithuanians. There's technically a few other civs that could do this, but Miguel will get the dock up nice and early there. Yeah, normally this turns into a whole lot of army. And I would say the theme so far of the games is Miguel just makes a certain amount of scouts and then he's just kind of stopped and walled. I don't think we can actually see that here from Miguel. And I'm going to assume that he recognizes that, but you're going to need more than that. Scouts, archers, upgrades. You can't full wall your map. Woodline at the top of the hill is kind of brutal to take long term. Can't wall in the rock terrain at all. Monoz played really well on this against Cosmonaut in the prior round. I think he's definitely playing towards his strengths. He wants to be aggressive in Castle Age, but game one, he wasn't able to get the numbers out early enough. Ooh, is Monoz hoping for... Oh, he's got his woodline down here. Okay. So he's on wood down here, which is a really nice thing you could do on Acropolis sometimes. So use his Mongol scouting bonus to find that. And now he also moves out the dock. Okay. So I guess Miguel's dock was up fast, but he's not going to have a fishing ship at a faster time. It is still 50 food from the shorefish, I guess. But it's not that big a deal. Also, some versions of Acropolis will actually have a little bit of wood in these back corners. So if you go into the Definitive Edition right now and play Acropolis, you will find wood back here. We have put a lot of effort into removing that. Just because of player complaints that it's unfair. This map has actually been really tough to balance with everything, really. Yeah, and also this version of Acropolis doesn't allow you to wall to the edge of the map. And the main version of Acropolis does allow you to do that. So there's some differing versions. Monoz is pushing this deer from a long way away, but I think this is a standard deer. There's sometimes some extra deer in the middle. But he's Mongols. So he hunts faster, should have a lot more food. If he's really not feeling feudal age v feudal age, we might see a fast castle attempt here from Monoz. Like fast castle Lancer or something. Right now, I still think he's going to be planning on going up to feudal age. Miguel's already clicked up to feudal age just after Loom. And he's got a nice little spot here. If you just want to make 2 fires, you could put 1 or 2 vills on gold, drop it off of the mule cart, and keep the rest on wood. It's super efficient to be able to get the fires out. Whereas for Monoz, he would have to build a mining camp or walk long distance. But I don't think Miguel is ever going to find this woodline. I mean, ever is extreme, but I don't think he's going to find it anytime soon. Sometimes these woodlines are a bit bad, though. Like, there's this weird thing where you're missing activity in the middle of the map. I guess so is Miguel, because his wood is up here for now, so... That's speaking from experience for me. I feel like if I sneak stuff on the sides, then I always miss armies coming through the middle, and I'll get my gold hit with archers or something. Half the things I say is just because bad things have happened to me. Let's be real. I mean, you know, some of it's good. But, like, yesterday, I was casting the Sorokuma Stark series, and I was like, villagers could rush this tower down with the 4 archers, and it can end the game, right? That's because I died to it once. But the weird thing was, and it's such a cool moment, I wish I had the old rec, but the reason that, the only reason that Stark didn't die there was because of the recent balance change with the transport ships. Because he was able to save all of his vills because he could fit 20 units in the transport ship instead of 5. As my mom used to say, we're all a product of our experiences, son. And I'd say, well, Mom, that says an awful lot about me. I'm kidding. I did not say that to my mother. We had a good childhood. Here's the stable for Miguel. So he is going to plan for scouts after the fires. Fires out first. Sometimes having the fire out first actually ends up being a disadvantage because your fire is attacking their fish, and then their fire pops out, and then they're winning the little battle. Just like this. Actually, Miguel instantly microed that. Did you see that? That was instant. He was waiting for that. He knew. Scout lurking around, hoping to get a kill there. Doesn't get the kill. Backs up to repair now himself. And remember, there will be more scouts for Miguel as well. But this wood line, Monoz should know to wall it in. I'd be surprised if he doesn't. He's also going to be adding scouts. And yeah, early fire galleys from Miguel. I think that's just the flexibility of the mule cart and that nice build there. That's a really strong start for him, especially being up 2 games already. He's got to feel good about the opening here. Scouts for Monoz, wanting some damage here. There's some weak villagers in there. Miguel might end up bringing his scouts back. I would expect this wood line to always be walled in, but normally you wall it in ahead of time. Having it not walled in now makes me think that, okay, well, makes me think he might forget. You got to do that before this gets too crazy. Villagers running away from the shoreline, and he will die as well. So 6-0. 6-0 KD. Hold up. 6? What happened here? We got to go back. GG. What are these kills? Okay, so we got 1-0. We're going to have the fires kill the fire galley here. We'll have the fires kill the fishing ships immediately after. We have his scouts try and go in. I mean, clearly Monoz is just going to get tilted. The villager's going to get sniped on the shoreline. And then does he lose scouts as well? Or did he just... Okay, it's 4-0 right now. He doesn't get any kills. This will be 5. Quick walls from Miguel. I mean, it's not necessarily over just yet. I guess Miguel gets the perfect quick walls, and Monoz doesn't think he can do any damage. He'll lose this, loses the spear, and yeah, he's just in a rough spot, and he calls it. I think he's frustrated. I think he's disappointed. But also, I think Monoz is going to be really happy he's still in Silver League. Right? Like, you look at this bracket, you look at how competitive the games were, Monoz is going to do really well in Silver League. Loser of this goes to 10K Silver League. Monoz should be happy with that. Did I want more games here? Absolutely. Did I want things to be a little bit more competitive? Sure. Did I think Monoz could play better than this? I do. But he didn't. Miguel played solid. He was the 1 seed, and he moves back into golds. Very curious to see what that's going to look like for Miguel, because with this shape, he will actually do very well there. It seems like he's in much better shape, being more active around the game right now. He was very well prepped. I think stylistically as well, Miguel really solid against a player of Monoz's caliber, because Monoz is usually aggressive, and Miguel's able to defend really nicely with his economy. So